All right, guys, this is the commission review. Wait, hold on. Wait. First of all, I don't know
What do you mean?
either one of you
Wait a
guys are doing
minute.
because this
This
is
is a
the commission review show.
I don't know
So,
what you are doing.
what y'all doing?
Okay.
All right, now it's time to start the show. This is the commission review show.
I couldn't. So, but I, like I said, I don't know how you guys.
Hey everyone, you are listening to Kamisha's Reviews. Get ready. She's going to have the latest updates about entertainment and the hottest tea. So bring a cup of tea and get ready to listen to Kamisha's Reviews.
That's for you, baby. So y'all watch Kamisha, baby. You know I watch you.
I see you, Kanisha.
Kamisha, I watch you, baby.
I watch you too.
Okay, I watch. And but a lot of the YouTubers that I'm mentioning, I really like them. I like watching them. They're entertaining. I don't know if I saw Kamisha Reviews. I'll be watching Kamisha Reviews YouTube channel as well. I thought that I saw her. Maybe no. I don't know.
Hey, it's your girl Stacy B. Make sure you're tuning in to my girl Kamisha Reviews. She's going to be dropping all the bombs and serving all the piping hot tea. And you know I'm going to be there watching.
All right, guys, welcome to Kamisha Reviews. Things are a little bit different for me today. As you guys can see, I'm not in my studio. I'm obviously away from home. I will elaborate a whole lot more on what's been going on with me at a later time. But the show must go on. And me and the ladies, as always, are coming to get back to you guys here on another beautiful Saturday. And we're going to discuss the Ready to Love Potomac that just aired on Friday. Okay. And we're going to get into that and other things. So all the ladies are coming back, and we also have two special guests today. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started and start bringing ladies up. First of all, I want to say everybody to the comments. Welcome everybody to the chat. I also want to reiterate with something really quick. Now, every panel is different. Okay, every panel conducts themselves in a different way, understandably. I get your comments, I get your feedback, and I understand you guys have things you want to say, your opinion or whatever, and I welcome all those things. But understand that you have a bunch of strong Black women up here who are coming here every Saturday, okay, giving their opinion about a TV show we all watch and we all love, do reviews on or whatever. So sometimes we get passionate. Sometimes we get passionate and we may talk over each other, but don't take it as nothing but like some sisters up here having a conversation. Enjoy the show, okay? All right. We're going to go ahead and bring up, first of all, our guest, the queen, Miss Kyra from Ready to Love. Oh, hold on, make sure I'm on my phone. See, I forgive me here.
Hey.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm good, Mama. I'm good. I'm happy that you came on looking beautiful as usual. Y'all know I love Kyra's hair. Her hair is
Thank, Thank you.
okay.
But let me tell you something. If I had like the head shape to rock a fade, I say this all the time. I would so do it. I promise you I would. But I feel like my head ain't really shaped.
My sister says the same thing. She says you have that beady head that's perfect for her. And I've worn short hair.
Yes.
I've had short hair, as long as yours. I just my hair didn't never defined me. I just like to change it up or whatever. So I don't. Now that I make up, I'm like I'm not gonna have no hair for a while, just so I can, sort of beat face and all that crap. So anyway, I'm gonna bring up Stacey. I think she's off camera. Stacey B, you're up here if you are listening in the background. Now we're gonna bring up the most opinionated panel, Miss Abby Reviews. Yes, I did say that.
Wow, that's wow. Is that what we doing already? Okay. All right.
Go bring up Miss Nina up to the the front and then really be TV, and then I know everybody else is coming in slowly. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Morning, and I know it's Black History Month. I did play a little quick clip of things of Black History Month. I am Black History Month. It's very important to me, so I wanted to go ahead and do a quick thing before I got started, which I played it already. So, welcome, ladies, to the chat. We were talking about the episode two that came out last night. I want to start with Miss Kyra, so she is the guest. You did
Okay.
so last night. What is your take on the beginning? We saw a little bit of strife the first 30 seconds when Wiley was trying to come sit down with the ladies. They're already staking their claim.
Yes. I feel like so. First of all, I love the show. I love the ladies who are on here. I love the guys who I'm seeing. But there's like a lot of sexual energy that's going on that I'm like sexual innuendos, touching, commentary. I mean, I know we're all grown. I know we're all adults. I know that sex is a part of relationships and dating, but it just seems to be hot and heavy, like very early. So that's definitely one thing that I've noticed from not just this episode, but last week's episode as well. That I was kind of like, okay. Now I do know, production shows us what they want us to see, but still, like I always say, they can't show it if you don't put it out there. So just a little bit little bit of a lot, a little spicy.
Yeah, I felt heat.
You said you felt the heat.
Yeah, I
I
agree
felt the heat.
100%.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. I said the same thing in my review. It just seemed to be a lot of just sexual tension and energy. And yeah, I said the same thing.
Now I'm not saying that's a
so,
disregard that sex is
No.
part of dating, but it just seems to be a little bit led with that a little bit. But the brunch seems to be. I mean, you have your typical situations where I think it was Tiffany was sitting down with Wiley, and then someone came and sat down, and the key I think came and joined the
yes.
conversation, and she kind of got a little bit annoyed with that, but that's how that brunch goes. I mean, it's only the second day meeting each other. You kind of gotta, if you see it in, why not join the conversation? Unless you specifically pull a person away, kind of to a more
Yeah.
secluded area and have a one-on-one conversation. But if you're kind of just sitting down, everybody's eating. Everybody's trying to find a place to eat. Why not join the table? You want to have a conversation there.
Yeah, I didn't think that the Kai was out of place. I didn't feel like she did anything wrong. Yeah.
Tiffany came in with attitude, like I'm gonna be going after what I don't know what it was about her in this episode where I feel like she gave me attitude from the beginning. And do you want to add to that, Mama? I know how much you loved Tiffany last night.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Here we go.
I haven't even said nothing yet. Y'all listen. Okay. Well, first, I agree with Kyra and Loretta when I say this cast feel like they real hot in the ass. Now, y'all was trying to be polite about it, but that's what it. Listen, they real hot in the ass. The ass, I don't know what's happening. Why I'm on a blind date with you in 30 seconds in your ass is in my face. I don't. But what's happening, sir? I don't even really know your name. Good. What is happening here? Not that I haven't been fasting as listen, I had my first baby at 18. Listen, I understand. I understand what's happening, but it just seems like it's a whole lot this season. And Miss Tiffany seems very it don't matter what. First of all, she was mad when she got there because she was in the bottom from last week. And the mad just continued on throughout this whole episode. She was just attitudinal. I feel like for no good reason this whole episode. And also I have to give a public apology to Clifton because in my review I called that man Carlton the entire time. I feel like really be rubbed off on me and I done called that baby the wrong name. Jesus Christ. I called that baby
Listen,
Carlton.
I will fuck up a name
11 times.
Oh Lord, I be trying not to.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But I can see him getting in some trouble.
Listen.
Can I say
followed
something?
my first mind, I'd have just called you Big Daddy the whole time, and then it wouldn't have been a problem.
To be Big Daddy.
But can I say something real quick before we move on, before we get deeper into this brunch? I had a whole meltdown moment on my review. Can I have a meltdown moment right here, real quick?
Here we go. It is about Chuck Brown.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Listen, here go my problem. And I told y'all this last season. Here's my problem this season. What y'all are going to stop doing is that y'all are going to stop bringing people on this show representing a city that don't know shit about that city. Okay? We got all these transplants and implants coming into the DMV, DC area. How dare you, Demetrius? How dare you sit up on that damn camera and don't know who the hell Chuck Brown is, and you on a DMV episode version of this show? Sir, you should have just kept your mouth shut. That is what you don't do. You do not disrespect all of us here in DC and not know who the damn godfather of go-go is. He is DC royalty. There's a street named after him. There's a park named after him. We have a whole Chuck Brown Day in DC.
Oh, wow.
How do you not know who Chuck? Listen, the white people in DC know who Chuck Brown is.
Not the white people.
Now, I'm sorry. I just had to have a moment. I was so mad. I don't know who Chuck Brown is.
And her right.
And you hear?
I would like to say I've been to DC once and I know who Chuck Brown is.
Okay, and you've been living here? You don't know. Listen, every cookout, day party, barbecue, hell, the damn city council, when they know listen, don't give me, I'm sorry, I'm a moment. I had to have a whole moment. Demita Joe say her parents used to party. Listen, Chuck Brown's sister lived across the street from my grandmama. We used to see Chuck Brown all the time. I'm cool with one of his daughters, actually. But even if I wasn't, I mean, I knew who Wally was when I saw him. Remember I told y'all in the group chat I knew one of the guys. I knew who Wally was. But I was like, I ain't gonna bring it up till they bring it up. But for Demetrius to be like, who's that? Sir. Okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Oh my God! Welcome, Confessions to the live. Tina Confessions. What do y'all want to add to this, ladies?
I don't have a rebuttal after that one. I swear I don't.
Let me tell you.
Damn.
I just feel disrespected as a native Washingtonian. I just feel disrespected. I have a picture on my wall. I have a Chuck Brown picture on my wall in my house. I need y'all to know. I started to take it off the wall and hold it up so I could see that I wasn't lying.
We believe you, the DC queen. We believe you. As far as I wanted to touch on what Kyra was saying about the sexual tension that we all saw in the beginning, and I know Ebony was also talking about Tiffany's situation, because I felt like from the jump she had like some kind of attitude, staking the claim on Wiley. It's only been a few days. Understandably, you were on the bottom, and I understand you want to go hard in the paint, but there was just this attitude, this aura about her, where it just seemed like I knew she was going to be, the one they were talking about, a negative light. I just felt it, just the way she came off.
She did have a lot of negativity aura going on the entire episode. I think she was trying to come in like, I'm about to come in and own this and own who I am and be about my business, and it just didn't come off that way to the viewers per se.
Well, and
I didn't really get much of. I didn't have anything negative to say or think about her from the first episode. So it kind of seemed like a shift, and the only thing that I could attribute it to would be being in the bottom. And I get wanting to come in and like change that perception in people's minds, but it's a certain way to do it. And I think maybe she came in, I hate to use, I'm not going to even use the word aggressive, maybe a little bit too forceful in her energy and trying to assert a different position, that it may have kind of just missed the mark a little bit.
Yes.
It's okay, Kyra. You
what
can
were you saying,
Dina?
No, what I was gonna say is if you switch up too soon, then you may be perceived as fake. Like if you go from one extreme to the other, one day you kind of lay back and reserved, you're not giving too much, and then the next day you trying to drop it low. People probably be like, wait a minute, who is she really? So it could hurt her. You know what I'm saying? If it's not perceived or taken correctly from the men.
That's true. She could have been doing it thinking that, well, this way didn't work, so let me flip it and give them this if that's what if they like. But like you say, maybe too much too soon, they don't know how to respond to that well.
Yeah, and I get it. You know, you put yourself out there, and it's kind of like, well, I did everything that everybody else did. Like when you don't know why you're at the bottom. Like we saw that last season with Cecilia. It's kind of like, wait a minute, I was getting phone numbers, I was mingling. What is it about me that people were like, Now I'm going to defend Tiffany a little bit, y'all, just a little bit. I'm going to defend Tiffany because I agree that the energy was off, but I'm also going to say, later on in the episode, I don't think she was wrong for what she said to Cornelius, because Cornelius couldn't give her a straight answer about whether he wanted to be married or not. And I don't think she was wrong in saying, okay, well, I want to be married, and that's what's important to me, and I'm going to put an exclamation point on that. And Paul was asking her, if you was in an episode of the remake of Love Jones, what would you name your spoken word? Like, who does that? So from that point of view, I was kind of with her a little bit because I was like, that was weird. But her energy was off. I agree. Her energy was off.
And speaking of like that comment that she made, this is what bothered me about deliberations. And when somebody plays telephone and restates what you said, because I'm sure Cornelius probably didn't have any ill intention, but he made it seem like she was aggressive or out of pocket in how she stated she wanted a husband. When no, okay, if you're here for love, what does that ultimately look like for you? Does that look like a husband? Because let me not play with you. For me, it does. And like, I agree with you. I don't think she was wrong in asking, do you want to be married or don't you? Because if you don't, then why waste your time going down that path with him? And the way he kind of replayed it to the guys, not like Cornelius, so it's no shade to him. I just hate that telephone game when something is restated that you said and is not quite stated in its full context. So then the guy, I forgot who was sitting next to him, he was like, oh, she said that. And it's like, come on now. Now y'all looking at her like she wrong for saying that she wants a husband.
Yeah, I agree.
It was kind of abrupt how she ended the conversation.
What did y'all think about?
But let me say this, Abby. I know you, and I know you well. If you were we already established you wouldn't be on this show. But assuming that you met a guy, you already have made a decision, and you know that you are someone's wife, and God is gonna send him. And you're having a conversation with a guy, and you ask this man, so do you want to be married? And he was like, I mean, it's whatever. And you were like, no, it's not whatever. Do you want to be married? And he was like, I mean, marriage is different for different people. And you were like, no. I'm talking standing in front of a preacher with a ring, married in the eyes of the Lord and the eyes of the state. And his response was, well, I mean, some people can be together for 20 years and never get married. You would walk away. I know you, and you would, with them M&Ms in your mouth.
She had to call you out like that.
Definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
It was. I have to admit. I mean, I don't. If I have to ever answer a question like that, I'm going to give you my real answer, even though we just met. I wanted to ask ladies a question before we got to that. I wanted to talk about the blind date with Laverne and the booty squeeze and Carmen. I felt like that he lit up. To me, in this scene with Laverne, I looked at Laverne differently than I did the first episode. I don't know why. Sometimes the pictures don't always match up when the person's on camera. But Laverne, I don't know, his smile and everything. I looked at him a little bit more less Urkel, more like Stefan. You know, when I saw him, and then I saw him at Carmen, the chemistry I was natural. You didn't like Carmen? Because I did. Well, I like to put them together because after that scene, I felt different about Carmen. But in the scene with the two of them, they may have been more of a here, but I know it's still too early. I want to go ahead and keep going and start with Kyra. What did you think about the date with Carmen and Laverne?
I felt okay. So I'm all about like, you know, visually sizing somebody up and seeing what you like. I don't have a thing for men's butts. I'm sorry, like it doesn't do anything for me. So I would have observed it, but I wouldn't have gone in and really touched it and squeezed it. That was my personal taste. Would have been a little bit too much. I can see Laverne's going to get himself into trouble. And the reason why he's going to get himself into trouble is because he seems to like, oh, I really like her. And then he's all in about her. Oh, I really like her. I'm all in about her. So when the women get to talking and you make them all feel like, oh, well, I thought because even when she said, well, should I plan for her? She asked him, well, how far should I plan for us? Should I plan for a couple dates, day 1, 2, 3, 4, or our anniversary, or not anniversary, I'm sorry, honeymoon? Instead of saying, well, let's take some time and get to see, he was just like, no, yeah, all of that. So it seemed like you running game. But then you're also giving other women this same, like, talking about Ace. And I like Ace. I think she gives a lot of great feminine energy and very sweet and seems genuine. But then you were, talking about how wonderful of a woman she is, which I'm not trying to take away from that. But it's seeming like you're all in for all these women way too soon. Because even Tommy told him, like, wait, dude, hold on. Only second time meeting these people. Pump the brakes a little bit. He's going to get himself into some trouble. But the blind date seems to go well. It was interesting, though, because he said that he liked Carmen's energy because she seemed aggressive enough to handle him. But then he also liked the opposite of that in Ace, and being like she would be calm, she would be peaceful enough to calm him. So I was like, okay, do you want the aggressive type or the peaceful type? Because those are two different types of women. So
The
then it makes
answer
me
is
question,
yes.
are you really sure what you're looking for?
The answer for Laverne is yes to that question, Kyra. Does he want the calm or does he want the boss? The answer is yes. That's the answer.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
it. Laverne, I said the same thing that Kamisha said. I got a different at the beginning. I was feeling something a little different. I was like, okay, I'm seeing you, Laverne. Until he started talking about Ace is Beyonce, Michelle Obama, Maya Angelou, Oprah, and everybody wrapped into one. I said, what?
If my boyfriend don't defend me like that, I'm throwing him in the trash. Listen, I know if you don't defend me like that, I thought that's it. It's over. I don't care if he barely knows me.
He's cool. But when he was like, he met Cornelius, or he wasn't, or I don't know if he had met Cornelius yet or not, but he was just like, something else said like, there's no competition. He just very
he said Cornelius was no competition. He's like, he's no competition for me. I was waiting for him to
right.
But that was very much he's no competition for me.
And I'm cool with being confident, but actually it's some dudes on here that could actually give him some competition. So just, don't be too overconfident.
Real talk.
Yes. Because he could be in the bottom next week.
He could be.
Don't be for the streets.
I like cornbread.
Ooh, my hair is big as hell.
Stacy's in the building.
I heard y'all. I came in just in time while y'all talking shit about my boy. So far, Laverne stand. I like his little.
You stand the worst people.
You know the ones that you see at the dentist office, the little. Love it. Y'all know I'm a teeth person.
Mm-hmm. Y'all would kind of be cute together, though.
Now, look, I need to know what y'all guys think about the blind cornbread. The cornbread is my dude. That's my dude. I like.
But wait, did y'all talk about him wanting little corn muffins?
That was cute. He's funny to me.
Wait, what now?
That yes.
I like cornbread. He might be back.
Listen. I called him or Cornelius. And
I said
a lot right now about my man.
Not the real Cornelius.
When he was talking to somebody, I forget. I want to say maybe when he had the blind date
he talked about
with Ace. Yeah, he said he wanted to have little corn muffins.
Let me tell you something. I can't have nothing.
I can't help him with that.
Look,
I would have a very run situation with him. That's all. Listen,
all he gonna get is some Jiffy corn muffins from me.
Ooh. Amen.
I like
cornbread now.
I like him too, but I just thought that was funny.
I think he was trying to be funny.
I thought he. I think that's just what his personality is. I think that's how he is. A little corn muffins. I don't know. But he looked right in that bed in the black briefs with no shirt. Sir,
I don't know.
Let me just holler at you for a good 45 minutes to an hour about something. Let me just holler at you right now.
I knew. I knew. I said Abby calling me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I I just knew she was gonna be like, girl, I'm on my way to DC. We gonna find Cornelius.
Right. Let's find Cornelius. I'll be there next weekend.
That's Abby. Good. If y'all ever want to know what Abby's type is, that is Abby right there.
That's it.
That's her type.
Right. Well, you know what? I feel like I know. Who went on a date with him? Tiffany? No, Ace.
Ace. And then they did the group date.
Okay, it was from the group date. I think it was Carmen, maybe from the group date. Who went on a group date?
It was Tiffany on the group date that had the crazy conversation about being a wife.
Yeah. I like that because like Cornelius, new guy, Cornelius. Mm-hmm. He sounds like he has some common sense. Like he's speaking as a person with sense. And one thing Tiffany didn't like, I love, like when she was like, he's too flexible. Well, I mean, don't we want that from our man? Like some women just want a partner. Some women prefer to have the wife, the wedding, everything.
But I think he needs to know what he wants, though. My problem was that he didn't know. It's okay that some people are flexible, but he was like, whatever you want.
No, but I felt like he said, I want a partner. Now, how he was leaving it open to the woman and said, hey, I'm flexible with my girl. Like, baby, you want a wedding? Are you good with us doing it? How we doing it? That's how I took it. I thought that was, I appreciated that from him. Y'all can shake y'all heads if y'all want to. I said what I.
Oh, now she clapping.
Well, okay, let me make a comment because I think for me personally, the reason why I need my partner to have that intention and wanting to be my husband is because in relationships, it's so much stuff out here that tries to tear away from that partnership and that marriage and whatever it is. So I want to know from the beginning if we are both working towards the same thing together. Because if you say a partner, it's already so many loose terms in regards to open marriage, open relationships, all this other stuff. So for me, saying a marriage, it solidifies exactly what it is that you want. Now, if you were to be loose and say, not be loose, but if you don't have boundaries around what that looks like, then I would need you to go in depth and explain what that partnership would look like for me to feel comfortable in moving forward. But for me, I need to know a marriage because a marriage can be whatever you want it to be, but it has more definition than just saying a life partner.
Well, yeah. I feel contrary to what you're saying. And because, I feel like I've been married and I felt like there was clear-cut boundaries and clear-cut, expectations from the both of us. And I thought we were on the same page. I think that what you said was key is like, as a partner, we have to establish what this looks like and what this means to us. And we have to do it together. Some people look for this false safety of a marriage. And it doesn't guarantee that you're not going to have the same problems that people who aren't married but are together and exclusively together don't have.
And I agree, but I think again, I agree with you. I see what you're saying, Stacey, but I still agree with what I was saying with Kyra that, I think you're right in saying what you want and what that looks like for you. Oh shit, sorry. What that looks like for you. I agree with you on that part of it. But I just think, again, I don't think Tiffany was wrong for saying, well, this is what I want. And you clearly can't say this is definitively what you want because there's a big difference between a partner and a husband. I'm sorry. Now, I'm okay with a partner. That's where I am in my life right now. I don't need no husband. I'm okay with a partner. But if I'm dating a man who wants a wife, that's a deeper, more serious conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's all Tiffany was trying to get out of him was, but what do you want? What does that look like for you? And he was giving me the coming to America, whatever you like. And that wouldn't have been good enough for me.
And I think it's interesting to note the difference of what you're looking for in someone who has never been married versus someone who has been married.
And that's true too.
I have not been married. So
me
for
either.
me, I want that intention of a marriage because I'm like, we don't have time to do that. You used to have those games too, but.
And I do think there's a difference. When you've been there and done that, you absolutely have a different point of view. That's true.
Yeah. I'm not discounting anybody's. I believe in marriage. I want to be married again.
Listen.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be married again. That's not in question. However, I'm okay with Cornelius' answer because with him, I wouldn't be entering into things. This, like I said, that would be a hit and run situation because he want corn muffins and my oven is closed. So I listen,
Oh, wow.
sir. I'm
But
not
can I
here
say
for a
this?
long time, just a good time, sir.
And
What
can
you
I
do?
say
Hold on,
this
y'all.
about real quick about Cornelius before we move on? Kamisha, we can't hear you, baby.
Y'all can't hear me at all?
I can hear you
Okay,
now.
now we can.
Okay.
Cornelius
hold on.
is who I expected when they announced Ready to Love, DMV, DC, whatever they calling it. Cornelius is DC. The minute he opened his mouth, I heard DC. His accent, his affect, his attitude, his slang, his language. He's still professional, but baby, he is DC. Okay, I'm done.
Hold on. Let me. Somebody has a click noise. Let's talk in the chat. Go ahead and hit the link. Let's talk with Sheena and Jordan. Hit the link. I dropped it in the chat. There's a clicking noise I'm hearing. I'm not sure what, and I had to go out and know what my. Like I said, I'm not at home. You said that he's DC or the
Yeah, you still
Kamisha,
have that clicking.
I think
But
it's
yeah.
I think it's yours clicking.
You think it's me?
No, I think it's Kamisha's.
Yeah, it's gone. It's you, Kamisha. It's gone now.
It's gone now.
Is it me? Are you sure?
It's gone now, though. You sound all right now.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Now,
Man now.
who said Muffin Man?
You were asking me that. You were asking me. Cornelius sounds DC. Yeah, Cornelius is DC.
I did, but what I wanted to ask Kyra and ask Stacy, the whole blind date thing. Do y'all think this is a good change up? Because this is something that a lot of us suggested last year to copy off of the other shows by bringing somebody different in every gets for a couple of days for however long they're gonna do it. What do y'all think about it coming from the show? I'm curious.
It was different. I don't mind the blind date idea. I did like though if you're going to bring someone else on, that they brought them on sooner than later. Because bringing somebody else on mid-season like they did last season was how the process goes. I didn't really like that move. So bringing them on earlier than later, I definitely like that.
I totally agree with Kyra. Like, I'm glad it was like the second episode that they introduced these singles. And if they introduce more, I hope it stops at the third one. I didn't like how Sydney and Sean were introduced like mid-season at one time. I didn't like that because I feel like it didn't give one person a fair opportunity to vouch for that personality, whereas everybody had already been on dates. So I think it was an interesting twist. I guess we'll find out in the next couple of episodes how it worked. But I can tell you already, I don't know if I'm feeling Miss Carmen.
Yeah, I like the twist. I definitely like it better than what they did last season, and I agree with Stacey. I don't know how I feel about Carmen either.
Confession, what'd you think about the twist, baby?
I'm glad that they did do it sooner than later. I actually wish they would have waited at least maybe one more episode, though, for some reason. But I'm glad that they did do it sooner than later. So that means they listening at least. But yeah, because I feel like Sean really didn't get a fair chance last year, even though Sid went all the way to the end, but Sean didn't get a fair chance. So they did right by putting him in sooner.
Yeah, but Sabrina said that maybe the opportunity would have been different. They may have been together longer. Welcome to the panel. We have Jay up here. What's going on,
Jay? Hey, Jay.
What's up, ladies? How are y'all this morning? Good morning to you. Absolutely wonderful. Sorry for my late attendance. I had a little bit to do this morning.
You were good. We were happy. We're happy to have that smile up here with the rest of us. We're discussing last episode. We have gone through the blind date with Cornbread, even with the PDA and him coming through with the different situation. But I want to ask you what I just asked the ladies at the top. What do you think about the new change with the blind dates coming through different dates every day? Think about that, being that you've been on the show before.
I think it's cool. It's a whole different type of vibe. By the way, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be with y'all for a little bit. But I think it's a cool little vibe, man. It kind of keeps people on their toes. It's good to see how people connect with new people. So like on Joy's date, when she went on, I was like, okay, you know, they got her with a smooth brother. Let's see how this works. So I think it's a little razzle dazzle. It should be a good look.
Okay. As far as Cornbread, we was talking about the way he was kind of asking about the marriage proposal situation. Really, Pete, I want you to elaborate on that so Jay can kind of follow back what we were talking about with who was that, Tiffany, or talking to
Tiffany and Cornbread. Well, no, what we was saying, I was just saying that I was just saying that I understood where Tiffany was coming from when she was asking him point blank, "Are you trying to get married?" And his answers were just vague, and she like asked him 2 or 3 times, and he wouldn't commit to yes, I want to be married, or no, I'm cool with just kind of doing a committed relationship, long-term thing. And I didn't think she was wrong for being like, okay, well, I know I want to be married. There's no gray area there for me, and it's time to explore with the next guy.
So my thoughts on that. All right. So this last season, we saw Sabrina say, I don't want any more kids, period. Right. And then she got to a point where she's like, man, Walter's cool. He didn't have the opportunity to do so forth, so on. And then she changed her mind. As a man, I don't want to be like, depends on the woman. I might not want to marry you if certain things aren't in place. But I might meet somebody else. I'm like, yo, that's wifey right there. And it could be instant like that because of the energy. So I felt, and I may be wrong. I don't know. And we're only on second episode. So it could be a total FB. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the case. But on a cool, like, we on our first time kicking with each other. I don't know yet. And you might lock me into, oh, you said you want to get married, but you ain't going to marry me. And we 3 years later, well, you ain't the one. That's why. So
I hear you. Then I feel like he could have answered it that way, but that wasn't his answer. Could have been, hey, I know what I'm looking for. You know, I'm open to marriage with the right woman. That would have been, but his answer was whatever she want. I mean, we could be married, we could be kicking it, we could be committed. I'm like, that's for me. And again, for the next person, it might not bother them. But for me, it would be too vague for me. And if I'm in a pool of 9 other men, I'm going to explore those 8 other men. That doesn't mean that I'm totally kicking him off the list. But okay, now it's time for me to have this conversation with some other people because he not giving me what I need. And you're right. Those are specific questions we need to know. I don't think it's wrong to say, do you want children? Oh, you don't want children? Cool, then I need to move on. I don't even think it's wrong to ask about premarital sex because if it's important to me, I'm not going to pretend. Yeah. You know, so I do think those, but I also think
on the first date,
I also think the other person has to be fair to answer honestly as well.
Are we doing first date asking about premarital sex?
In this environment, yes. Not in a normal environment, but in a incubator, speed dating type situation, yes. Now, on a normal date, we're not. No.
Right. I mean, they was talking about almost positions and everything. It was a lot going on. Like, so you like the Froggy style with the hat to the back with the hey, hold on.
Like deep or deep?
Not right. That's what there's a whole lot of sexual energy real early, you know.
It was a lot. I don't know what this third episode gonna be like, but it might be some blurring out of some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, the third episode.
Well, you know, they did some previews of that hot tub scene, so it's gonna get spicy.
Yes.
Everybody had a hand up on their neck or something. I was like,
look, you know, our season had all the babies, but this might be the next baby season.
wow.
We had 3 out of 20 people, boy.
Wow.
Okay. Do you remember in this episode it was the double date? Speaking of asking about sex on the first date, it was Takaya and Clifton and Joy and Paul. And the thing I noticed about Clifton and Joy, because I've already told you guys they're going to be together, but they're doing a different compared to last season with the Camille and the Cornelius thing. They're dating around, but still saying, you know, you my number one. Kind of. Because they went on the date. When they went on the date, one of the questions that was asked, Clifton asked Takaya about sex and premarital sex. She said, I'm in heat. I'm ready for it. So it's kind of tying to what you guys were saying. He asked her the question and she was like, I'm down for it. But if you notice, after every group date, they would still get together. Like, I'm not insecure. You know, you my number one. What do you guys think about that? Let's start with Kyra, please.
I don't feel like, I mean, first of all, I'm not telling nobody after the first date or second date that you're my number one or this, that, and that. You don't really fully know that person. If there's a connection there, it's going to be felt. You know what I'm saying? There's a genuine connection between both people. Both of those parties are going to feel it, especially with them having the availability to call each other after after the filming or whatever, continue whatever they were talking about. I don't know. Did they actually tell each other that they were like each other's number one? Or I feel like it was just a vibe between them. But
I think they really didn't tell each other, but they told in the confessionals. How
right. Which is fine. I mean, if you tell it in the confession, I mean, that's how you feel. That's cool. But I wouldn't necessarily tell the other person, because then sometimes that's when we see people really get locked in and attached. So I do like to see that they are still open. I just hope that Clifton in his conversations doesn't come across too open and then runs into some issues when the ladies get back around the round table and deliberate. Because with the conversation with the kid, I felt like, okay, if your number one is already over here, then do you really need to be talking about sex with somebody else? There are other meaningful conversations that could be had besides asking if they're into premarital sex. But I think that they are doing it right by showing their intentions with each other, but also definitely being open to dating other people. Because even Joy, she went on a date with P.O. and she seemed to be like, willing to give him a chance as well. So that was interesting. But I was like, really? She would give P.O. a chance?
Yeah.
Okay. But hey, what do I know?
I thought.
Yeah, she did say wax and wax, and she did say dude was giving him BDE energy. BDE energy. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
when a woman says that, I think she's got some interest for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. When y'all start making references to the manhood, it's usually good from there. So that might be on the next episode.
The way it's going, I'm sure it is.
Y'all know, I've said it before. I'm not a fan of saying that somebody's my number one or not, because you never know how things will change. Like, I think on my season, that's kind of what got me in trouble, because I would never be like, I was like, everybody my number two, until there's a clear front runner who I'm ready to go the mile with. But I mean, as far as Clifton and Joy, I can appreciate how open he's being. And both of them seem to be open to the process, and that's something that we saw was problematic last season, is that with the other ones, they weren't open to going through the process, even though they had locked in with people early on. It seems for now that they're interested in going through the process. And I think that Clifton, in being able to connect with other people, I think that one thing that he has that was lacking in the previous season is he seems like he has like a high level of authenticity about himself. Like, his conversations seem genuine and not just copy paste run game.
Hold on, can I address something really quick? And Stacey, I'm gonna ask you a question. Because I was reading some of the comments that were popping up. And I guess there was a comment about me having never told anyone that they were my number one during our season. See, Stacey, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not aware of who my number one was? But just because it's my number one doesn't mean that I'm out the game.
Yeah, we always knew, like, when we're in the talks, like when we're in the ladies' lounge, we all know who's our number ones, like who we're feeling. We all know that. I think like it's different, Kyra, for us, because the last season was a little, on the messy side. And like for us, a lot of our number ones and stuff in our ladies' lounge, it never got out. Like, it wasn't a topic of conversation amongst the men.
No, I get that part. But and I guess maybe because based on when things were filmed or whatever, I made it very clear to the person that I was dating that they were my number one.
Oh yeah,
the issue with us was that. Thank you. I made it very clear who was my number one and where other people fell in line after that. But my thing was, just because you are my number one doesn't mean that I'm out the game. Meaning you are holding that spot, but I am still open to other people, because there are certain things in you that I may not have seen that make me want to lock it down and disregard everybody else. So I feel like when people say you're my number one, that means you have to exclude everybody else. And that may not necessarily always be the case. That's why there's a difference between saying my number one versus I choose to really commit to you beyond the situation.
Well, I do feel like it's in bad taste to just be thirsty. Oh, who am I? Who's your favorite? Remember who your number one is. I feel like that's a
That I
real
don't like.
thirsty
Right.
strategy to use because it shows your insecurity and you need to constantly be validated that you're at the pick of the litter on somebody's list.
For sure.
Oh Lord.
Oh, here we go.
I knew
Yo,
it
I
was
was with
coming.
Ron last night. The look on his face was like, well, God, bring it in. Yeah.
And I'm not mad. I just want to clarify because I feel like I've gotten a bad rap for that, so I'm not mad. I just want to clarify in case there was any confusion. But that's all.
I think
That's
you did just pull up on somebody, though, Kyra, on the cool. You was like, oh, you know what? Just respect him.
Stacey, did you put some glasses on? I'm dead. I am not.
Because Tamisha being shady.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tamisha put it up there after Kyra addressed it.
She ain't being shady to Kyra. She messing with me. Let me make that clear.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
She just do that because she know Kyra, because she know I'm on the block party. She know I'm on the block party.
Oh, if it was shade towards me, it would have went over my head because there's some people.
No, I'm saying she know I'm on the block party. So.
Oh no,
it was Stacey.
Oh, you on the block party too?
Now you know I'm on the block. Come on now,
girl. I know.
Really?
We was on the block party when old girl called me and was like, "No, I need to FaceTime you. I need to FaceTime." Is Kyra? Is Chrysanthemum? Well,
focus on this season. What we focusing on this episode?
I'm sorry. I had a flashback. Sorry.
Okay.
PTSD.
Yeah, that's that PTSD for real. Got the shakes.
With Camille last year, so I asked the same question that I asked Kyra and Stacey and everybody else. I'm going to ask you about how I feel like Joy and they're moving around in a way where different than as Cornelius and immediately hooked up. They're trying to date other people in the show, but they like each other a lot. So the date with Paul and her with the Kia last night. What did you think about that?
I don't know what you said.
You was going in and out that whole time, Mama.
Are you serious?
Yes. That noise is coming back.
It's the same question that I asked everybody about the double dates with Joy and Clifton, how they were dating other people. They went out with the Key and P.O. last night. And so I was asking the same question. Did she leave? Still here? Who left? Did somebody leave?
Stacey fell off.
Stacey.
And I'm asking. She felt
Stacey on AOL dial-up.
I just want to be next to Jay.
Wow.
Now, while we're on the subject, Alicia wants us to say, can we say how fine Jay looks? Jay, you fine, honey.
Man, I appreciate it. It's just a lighting in here. That's all.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Jay. Don't do that. Ain't no damn thing. Don't do that.
Last night, Jay came through with that hat. Y'all know how Jay know what he doing when he put that hat on. I said, Jay, is that a chain on your hat? He came. His hat was blinged out. He had a whole chain on his hat back. You know that's expensive.
Just in case I lose it, I need to know where it's at. That's all. That's all. I appreciate that.
And somebody brought up the contacts. They wanted you to talk about the contacts. About them blue contacts on Carmen's face. Yeah, y'all, I can't forget about that.
This is why Cornelius is funny to me. Was it Cornelius who was like, yeah, she was cool, but then them blue contacts? I was like,
Clifton. That was Clifton.
Oh, Clifton, my bad.
Clifton,
they both like big teddy bears, my bad.
That was funny.
But when Clifton said that, I was like, that was funny.
I was like, I the blue like that. I didn't until he said something about it.
I didn't even show her that close up, but then they finally did, and you could definitely see it.
Well, he was funny as hell because he was like, she looked like baby Jesus with them blue contacts. I almost fell off the sofa when I watched her. But see, this is what I don't like, though. This is what I don't like. Okay, so I've never been a fan of dogging other women to make yourself look better.
Thank you. I was
And
going to
she
take it
sat
there.
here and was like, grab my hair, grab my hair. I wanted him to touch my hair because I wanted him to know it was real. And then Clifton said, you look like Baby Jesus with them blue contacts in. Like,
good point.
My thing is, Black women, we have a gift. It's so many ways you can accentuate your beauty. It doesn't matter if it's a clip-in, a sew-in, you spit it on. It don't matter. We're beautiful. So I always feel like it's in poor taste to always dog somebody else because, like, you don't know what their journey was. You don't know what they've personally been through. You don't know if they have problems, with hair growth. You don't know. So that really rubbed me wrong. I think that's what really made me, on the not feeling side of Carmen.
She might have an issue with hair though, because I think it's Tori who has dreads, and she was like not judging but judging, and she said that with regards to his dreads. I mean, you cannot like dreads. I get that. That may not be your taste, but I didn't get the judging. Like, what do you judge somebody about that has dreads? I didn't really get that.
I didn't like that.
I had locks before. People have locks hair. They have like a negative thought about you, like you're doing something criminal or you don't have a job. Unfortunately, when you have locks, people do look at you. I had locks for 3 years, and I encountered even as a Black woman that people look at you like you should.
Well,
yes, it does happen. I've had it happen. People judge me for my locks.
Listen, I'm
gonna judge you I'm not judging you, but I'm saying I'm gonna judge another Black person if they judge somebody else Black for having dreads. That will make me look at somebody sideways.
Well, as a Black person, here we know how our men in general, our Black men have been marginalized, and they're always on and their appearance has been criminalized by so many different fragments of society. And I feel like it's unfair for it to come from us internally, but it be your own people. Sometimes I frankly think it's beautiful because I have my kids in here watching Roots and stuff all week. Black History Month, so we on the Blackity Black, and I was just remembering. It was making me be reminded of how beautiful some of our natural ways are, like some of our natural features and culture is. Again, I thought that was shameful.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like my thing is this, again, it's twofold. If you're saying you just don't have a preference for dreads as far as men you choose to date, cool. Because everybody has a preference, right? Some people don't like the tattoos. Some people don't like weaves and wigs. Everybody has a preference of what it is they personally like. So if it's coming from a place of, I just don't prefer to date men with dreads, that's your preference. But if it's coming from a place of, like you said, I'm judging you because you have dreads, then yeah, I'm like, we really need to move past. Like, we really need to get past that part of it. But if it's about a dating preference, I mean,
yeah.
But we're on a show. Okay, we all are on a show because we were having problems dating, and we needed to get out of our own way and get out of what was our stereotypical type. So I think it's just unfair to discount somebody for something so superficial, like, oh, he has dreads. Maybe he has a good heart. Maybe he can offer you the love of your life. Like, maybe he has so much more to offer you than you being turned off by his dreads, which, by the way, look like they smell good.
No, his locks look
good.
His locks
Stacey,
they look really nice.
Right along, Stacey, right along with what you said. If you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same results. I think she's closing the door on her opportunities by being judgmental like that. Because while you getting dogged out by XYZ that you normally date, you still going after that type. Switch it up a little bit, and maybe you'll get a better outcome.
Right.
True that.
Yeah, I get it.
Good point. See, the thing about it, if you discount somebody because of their locks and you don't know that might be your husband to be or your wife to be, you just might miss the opportunity of finding love. This season to me, I'm excited about it for the different things that they're saying. Let's talk And Jordan says, I've been for 9 years. So judging the dreads, we do need to stop judging so much, especially amongst each other, especially happens with the non-people of color. I mean, but for us, we should stop doing it as well. I've encountered it where a man may look at me funny because I had locks, and I mean, I'm just telling you guys honestly. But as far as this new season, I want to get a word from everybody up here on the panel. Feel this season's going to go now. So it was kind of a some sexual under there with everybody, and I know Dina brought up the bathtub scene, the hot tub scene coming up. I wanted to hear from everybody on the panel what you guys think about the new season coming up.
It's gonna be hot, regardless. There's a lot of touching already going on. The touching is probably just gonna amplify as it continues to go on, and somebody gonna be pregnant by the end of the season.
I was getting ready to say, I think we might have a Ready to Love baby coming. I don't know.
They better strap up.
There's definitely somebody got in the bed together at some point. You see that, so something gonna go down.
It's definitely gonna be spicy, and I feel like some people gonna get their feelings hurt. Some people are going to think that somebody is for them, and then they may be for a couple of people. So I feel like it's gonna be spicy, but I feel like it's going to be some confrontations, and some people are going to get their feelings hurt, thinking that it's more than what it is because the other person is really vying for somebody else.
Not nobody better not be getting pregnant by my boo Clifton.
Jay.
It seems like each season they're getting a little bit more on the dramatics, right? So I feel like at a certain point, man, we're gonna have a VH1 show in a second. So I wouldn't be surprised.
It's parallel going there. You're right,
there's some clapping sounds going on. Just I think there might be another Ready to Love baby. That's all I'm saying. This might be the first season for a Ready to Love baby. I think that's coming. Okay. We had 3 babies, but they weren't Ready to Love babies. These might be Ready to Love babies.
Okay.
Well, I honestly think last season they brought the drama, but not a lot of the heat. So I think this season you're gonna get heat plus drama, and I think it's gonna be a lot more emotions wrapped up in it.
Oh, I totally agree.
Because I mean, just from the scenes that they showed, when you start exchanging energies with people like that, then it amplifies, the emotions and investments. So I think, before it's just like the first season, yeah, I like you, let's see where this goes. But these people are taking that and amplifying it by 1,000. So when it gets to, oh, I gotta go home, or you chose somebody else, but we did XYZ. Yeah, it's gonna be some tempers flaring and some feelings crushed.
Totally agree, Dina. I think that when you have like more of the energy, like the energetic connections, it leads to a little more emotional confrontations and emotional conversations. So I definitely think with Kyra, it definitely seems like it's going to be something spicy to watch. And I saw B. Lizzle talking about it's going this way because of dating apps and how quick, like the quick return. And I can't say I disagree, because I think that it's something that the pandemic has taught us, and something like being in a social media world has taught us. It's like everybody is like point and click and wants results like immediately.
But my hope was that the people that came on this show were not really about that. Like, I came on the show because I was on Hinge. Tinder is not for me, but I had done Hinge. And I just don't like that kind of superficial kind of through act, like meeting someone that I would actually want to date. So I would hope that the people on the show would want something of more substance versus just the instant gratification, like you're saying, point and click on to the next. But you never know.
I got a question for Stacey and Kyra. So we didn't have a lot of I don't think we had any sex talk that early on our season, just even while we were filming. We on episode 2. Was y'all season that way?
No. I I think maybe one group date there was. I think Liz had maybe asked because she was abstinent, so she was asking. That's a. But I understand asking from that perspective because if you're not abstinent, and the person is, then that could be a conflict. So I get her asking it. But as far as just outright asking about, premarital sex, I really don't even think so. No. I mean, I think later on there may have been little like jokes and stuff made that you can get the vibe from somebody else about whether their stance is on that. But I don't really recall just outright being like, so are you up for premarital sex or not?
Yeah, I agree with Kyra. I think that concept was all introduced when me, you, KG, David, and some of the other ones were on a group date together. Remember, we were at the cornhole or whatever it's called. Yeah. And I think that's when KG came out with his sperm retention or whatever he was saying, because he took me by shock when I was like, oh. Y'all didn't get to see that part, but it was hilarious. And I mean, I think there were other conversations that were shown, and that's when the big sex release came about for us. But it was a few days in. It wasn't so immediate.
That was my first time hearing sperm retention. I had to Google it. I ain't gonna lie. Evidently, I had not practiced that.
And we definitely wasn't grabbing booties on the first episode.
To me because I didn't know what it was either.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this.
I want to say, she's got some family stuff going on. I want to send some prayers and positive vibes. She's got some family things going on, and from the panel, from the chat, everybody, we want to send love your way, Dina. She's going on family stuff, but she has to actually leave. So I wanted to send prayers Dina's way, and some positivity her way. Thanks for coming on, Mike.
So, look, can I ask you, ladies, that's in DC, a question? Do y'all think, like, is this really reflective of dating in DC? Like, are there like these sex talks so soon, and does it move so fast up there? I mean, because Jay, Kyra, and I, and Misha, we're all in the South. I think like that's a little different for us to be like just so blatant right away.
I can speak from the point of dating in DC. I can't compare it because I've been back in DC. I've moved back to DC in '99, so I've been in DC so long that I really can't compare it. But I will say that yes, it is definitely something that is like a constant. Is a turn. Like I'll give y'all a real quick story. Facebook, this guy, we both had the same last name. You know how Facebook does. Somehow or another, we were suggested, and we both have the same last name. So we went through this whole conversation of trying to figure out whether we were related or not. And once we eliminated the fact that we were related, the very next thing out of his mouth was, "So what's your bra size?" I was like, "Excuse me?" And the reality is, if he was bold enough to ask me, that means it's worked on somebody else. Like that's something that worked before. Because people don't just come out of nowhere if it hasn't. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's your pickup line. Like, so what's your bra size? And so I mean, that's definitely been my experience, that it has been overly sexualized, and it's always like top, like Jay was saying before, is that first date conversation for a lot of people in this area? Yeah. It is.
Oh wow!
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Interesting. I mean, Dallas, they kind of here in Texas too. I'm not gonna lie, stuff like that. Texas is very, very bold. They don't have no qualms about it.
Did you answer? Did you answer this question though? Like,
I did not answer the question. I did not answer the question, and I blocked them. I did not answer.
It might have been somebody on here that want to know. I just,
But I feel like there are ways to get a pulse of where someone is sexually without just outright asking them. Like, I feel like people need to be a little bit more creative or smooth in their conversation to get a temperature of where somebody stands without just right asking. So we busting down or not. It's pretty much the energy I was getting from watching, you know what I'm saying, to see. So can we possibly go there or no? It's kind of the energy I was getting versus just kind of seeing, okay, if the opportunity arose between that, you could find out if somebody's gonna go or not, be out just outright asking. So you cool with premarital sex or no?
Period. I agree with that. But see, that's the thing. Age people just straight up say some stuff, and you don't know if that person's comfortable with that type of conversation on the first, second, third, fourth, or whatever. I think that's a big issue with dating. And try to gauge what the other person wants. Don't just assume because you want that the other person feels the same way. But
because the other thing is, you could maybe say no, but with the right person, you would do it. So
true.
Get to know more about that person if y'all even have that connection. Because a person could be like, no, I never sleep with somebody on a third, whatever date or whatever. But then y'all energy is so locked in that maybe it just feels right for them and they do it. So just to outright ask, like, without really knowing if you even have that much of a connection with that person, might just be a little bit too soon.
Now I have created this thing called Ebonisms now, because Ebony has a way of saying things. Now, if you look on your screen, you'll see a makeup brush and you'll see Ebonisms up on the screen. So I give her the let her prayer or because I love that loves her too. So I want to give her opportunity to sum up what she thinks, and it's always worth it. Trust.
Ebony says the darndest things. Abby says the darndest things.
He does.
But as far as the energy goes, talking about premarital sex, also is you have to be in the energy does have to be there and it has to be at that point in the conversation. You can't just say, what movie did you see last week? And then the next question is, what's your bra size? You can't just jump into that right away. Like, you got to build up if that's where the conversation is going and that's where you want it to go. But don't just go from salt to pepper.
So with a good transition, be like, man, did you see that movie's about breasts? By the way, what's your breast?
But you know what, Jay? Let's be real about the situation. A man, by the time you become a man of a particular age, you should be able to tell.
Yeah, you should. But there are some dudes. I mean, me and Stacey had an event last night, and there are some people that were there that were socially awkward, and they don't know. You could tell like they didn't really know how to talk to women. There was one guy. Me and Stacey were both looking just with confusion, like, what is he saying? What is he talking about? It's not making sense. So, and dudes, let's be honest, like black women are beautiful. So, as much swag as we might have, we still might get a little flutter in the, when we have a conversation to say some stupid stuff. I've done it. I think I did it on camera once. So, just y'all have an effect on us. And if that bra size is popping like that, he might have, just been like, how much of those? Like,
How much of those?
How much of those? Like, how much do those weigh? Like, it might have been one of those. Like,
I'm about to say how much they cost. They had fake ones. I didn't know where I was going with that.
Y'all make sure y'all get the lights up, please.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of y'all in here. Y'all ain't touched the
lights
up.
I agree with Jay. Like last night, and then we had a nerve to be on the panel. I couldn't see him, but I know everybody could see my face because y'all know it's hard for me not to show what's on my mind. And I'm in front of everybody, and and I was just kind of like I was so confused.
Stacey, I almost had to hit you with the fix your face.
Are y'all talking about P.O.? Paul? P.O.? That's his name? Paul?
No. Jay and I did a panel last night on love and relationships.
Oh, okay. So not related to the show. Okay.
What that brought?
Yes and no. Well, yeah. And it was just like, to me, it was just like, he was just so awkward. And like, it made me go back to, okay, you're having problems dating because you don't listen to what someone is saying.
Or know how to talk to women. Yeah.
But it's not just, before you can talk to women, you need to know how to listen to women. Like, why don't you listen to what she's saying first? Like, he was just so dismissive, and the shit he was saying was just so in the left field. I could not. My face was stuck on stupid.
Yeah, there's definitely some, okay, I don't know how to keep up with women on a real level type stuff going on. It was a little bit painful to watch a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Jay tried to interrupt it and give me a chicken wing.
You want some of this wing over here?
Don't you need to eat? Don't you want a wing?
Don't you want a wing? Let's put something in your mouth so you can just focus.
I've lost my appetite.
Yo, y'all know Stacey's so dramatic too. She's so dramatic. I almost threw up twice. Like, come on, girl. It's not that serious.
is dramatic. Y'all know that about Miss Stacey.
She get to get in the faces.
Oh, but Kyra, you did mention PO. Oh, I'm sorry, Kamisha, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, really, we had to leave, and we're about to shut it down. I know that other people on the channel, on the panel, also have commitment. So I want to start with Stacey. Everybody, give a closing, whatever you want to say. I want to say argument, trial, so closing period before we shut it down. What you going to say, Stacey?
Okay, first of all, y'all know y'all be talking about me, so I just want y'all to know I wore my shoulders out because I only have 1 week before Valentine's Day to get a Valentine's, a box of chocolate or something. So I'm hoping that today my shoulders may do something for me that it hasn't been doing for me in the past.
But you need to do your hair back and show it, girl. You ain't showing the shoulders enough. Yes, show them off.
There you go. There you go.
I put some little grown up glitter on here too.
Not the glitter.
Yeah, it's some grown up glitter. It's like some glitter oil. But anyway, what I was going to say was, I was impressed by P.O. Like, we gave him a lot of flack last week. And I was impressed by him because one thing he did was he remembered Joy's drink. And it's just the little things that set you apart. Like, they were saying that he was full of it last week. I said it, that it sounded like he was running some grade C, like C-level game. But this week, the fact that he listens and remembers, I was really impressed by that. I'm looking forward to seeing more of, big cornbread date, because he has like an authenticity about himself. Y'all know I'm a Laverne stan, but I don't like him liking everybody. I think he needs to make sure that he gives himself enough freedom to go through the process and don't just like the first shiny object that shows up in front of him. Jay?
Me. I just love the whole vibe for me is cool right now. I like the giddy part. I like when everybody's kind of new and nobody's tripping on each other. I'm kind of a romantic at heart, man. And so I just like when everybody's just and, it's just cool. So we'll see on next episode. I like that the like cornbread kind of reminds me of what's my man that showed up at the end on the first one. I feel like like Clifton is like cornbread, like cornbread is Clifton part 2. And then Clifton is actually, what's my man that was on the Atlanta season, bro? My boy.
Mike.
Nah. The second Atlanta season.
London,
yeah. Yeah, I feel like they all be at the same family reunion, man, just eating cornbread and stuff. So we'll see, man. I think it's gonna be a good season. I like the format of them bringing people in. I like the razzle dazzle.
Confessions.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good season. I just want to say, first of all, I have spent a lot of time on the lives with the cast because the cast has been going live a lot, and they all are some really dope people, like really dope. And shout out to Paul P.O. because I know he's watching, and he is taking all of this with a grain of salt. Well, not taking it with a grain of salt. He is being real open and not taking it to heart what people are saying about him. And he is really a cool ass dude. He really is. And this whole cast is really dope off camera when they're not being edited and all that. So just remember that. There's a lot of editing, but if y'all tune into their lives, y'all will really see how these people are. And they is dope.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry. Confessions.
Go ahead.
You can ask me anything, Jay. Don't play with me.
How many of them blow pops you got?
You want one? No. Oh, buddy. I love it. You got the original charm.
You sure looking at her lips hard, Mr. J.
Look, I just like.
I don't think Jay knows this, but he is my number one on his season. And I used to him faithfully. And honey, you can wear a suit. So I am taking my advantage to tell you that.
I appreciate that.
To me, babe.
Oh, that's all love. That's all love.
Be careful before he asks you if you abstinent.
Look, hey.
More than 5 years, and he can have it.
Be like, what's that bra size? What's the bra size?
You can come find out.
I'm sorry.
This is the sour apple one I am representing today.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's the originals.
That's what's up. I appreciate the love. That's a beautiful thing.
Miss Ebony, Petty Mike.
Miss Abby, I don't give an F review.
Exactly.
Don't act brand new.
Okay. So I'm still I just want to know why nobody else is concerned that Tori is trying to rearrange people's kidneys on the inside. We even touch. I don't know how we just shot past it. Like that man didn't say that. Also, Cornelius, if you see this, I'm just trying to love you with my whole heart and throat. Also, because I felt the spirit of fast ass jump on this panel, so I just thought I'd shoot my shot. Also, listen, I ain't saying shit the whole time. I just thought I'd wait for the end. Listen, you know I love all of y'all. Also, I don't think nobody's really looking for anything long term on this season. So get in where y'all fit in, and we'll be glad to watch y'all. Listen, my ability to care is waning. I'm trying, y'all. Y'all know how I feel. You know, I'm trying. Please don't ask me about nobody's live because I'm not following none of these people. The only way I know stuff is if people put it in the group chat. Cause
I'm gonna need you. Can you give?
Listen, I'm trying to figure out the nicest way to say things without, because some people be like, "Oh, she's so mean, she's so harsh," and
they love it. They love your realness. They love it. Miss,
just shoot it, Abby.
Shoot it.
No, I'm trying not to be so mean. All these little fast ass little girls on this show talk about they vaxxed and waxed and putting okay. It's just it's a bit much. I don't know if that's the grandma in me coming out. That's the me ma. Shout out to my grandson. Today's his birthday. He's 3.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Listen,
Abby, I feel like you're about to call somebody a wench.
Listen, these hussies is tearing my nerves up. These hussies on the show is tearing my nerves.
I knew Hussy was coming, baby.
All these fast heifers.
What about the men then, Abby?
Listen, Miss Ellen, I can be on the block list. It's not gonna matter because I wasn't trying to follow their ass in the first place. So they can block whatever they want. Child, I ain't even gonna know. You know why? Because I ain't going to look for them.
Wait, so
that's
like
the
cast blocks people? Is that a thing?
The cast be blocking people. They be blocking Kamisha. They get mad at Kamisha and block her. You could block me if you want to.
Well, you know that say he's watching me, so he said he heard about me. So yeah, I get blocked a lot. Like the Ready to Love, like the
Kamisha gets blocked a lot. Every time she turn around, somebody done blocked her.
Hold on. But you on a international TV show. People gonna say what they gonna say. And one of the things that I always tell this, and I think we and Stacey was talking about this today. I don't give a dang. Look, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do everything I can the right way that I was taught to do it. Sometimes I'm gonna mess up, and as a man, I'm gonna say, you know what, I didn't get that right. But what I'm not tripping on is if you ain't paying no bills in my house, your opinion don't really matter to me, man. So I'm not about to block nobody. Like you know, like Kojo called me out on some stuff, and I was like, man, I want to do an interview with you, bro, because he actually helped me see some stuff. Sometimes somebody else looking at you and reviewing you can actually help you see some things about yourself that you didn't previously see. And unless we're willing to look at
my page
ourselves
with nonsense and comment, I will block you. Like people will come to my page like being ugly, like towards me.
Yeah,
like come towards my friends and family. I will
Right.
block you for that. But I totally agree with you. If you can say something on your own platform, I don't ever go and block anybody behind that. No, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, if you on my page talking noise,
Well, I got blocked and I ain't even do nothing. So.
well, Stacey, you probably gave somebody one of the funny looks you give. That's
No,
probably...
Kyra know what I'm talking about.
Stacey, I'm just drinking my water.
I ain't even give nobody a funny look.
Let me be real. I've gotten blocked for that was true. So that's
I got
fine.
blocked. I was guilty by association, so I got.
But wait, you when you're getting blocked, it's not you on somebody's page. It's you saying something on your own platform.
I drop a lot of tea by
Yes.
cats, and I always have for years. And so sometimes cats members block me. But a lot of it I know has to do with people behind the scenes saying, don't go to her, she's going to talk noise. So the producer's telling you to block that person or don't be involved with that person, that also has something to do with it too. That's an off the air situation, conversation we'll do behind the scenes. But anyway,
okay.
Kyra, what do you want to say about the end of this? Close this out.
I think that the cast is looking good. It's some handsome men, some beautiful ladies. I'm definitely seeing some genuineness come from certain people, so I'm glad to see that. It is going to be spicy. It's going to be very sexual, but they grown. So I do feel like it's a little bit of an older cast, so maybe they like, hey, I can say and do what I want, and that's what I'm gonna do. So not mad at it. I am definitely going to be here for the shenanigans because they are coming. Because I forgot who mentioned it earlier, but when you have already drama and you add sexual tension, that is a entertaining combination. So I will be here for the shenanigans and will definitely be watching.
Yes,
but I really do hope that the show does bring forth some beautiful connections and relationships that may be for a long time. We never know. Hopefully longer than the shorter, but who knows? We need some long-term relationships out of this regular love show. So hopefully we can get some out of this season.
Well, I want to say thank you for Jay and Kyra for coming on my panel.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
yes.
Shout out to Jay giving Tay Diggs vibes today.
Yes.
I love your hair, Kyra. It is beautiful, honey.
I appreciate
Thank you,
it,
girl. Just some good old
appreciate
flexi
it.
rod. That's all flexi rod.
Kyra friends to the show, just like Simone. Those are like the two ladies that have frequented my show before. So and
Kyra's
this is
always
Jay's.
gorgeous, though.
Hopefully,
Stacey, I was excited to see what dress she was wearing today. I really was. I was like, "Ooh, what's Stacey gonna wear today?"
It's just a little sweetheart dress.
A little.
What was in your hand,
so we can see them shoulders. I'm in a sweater. It's cold.
Oh, that's your mic. Okay.
Yeah. Hush.
I couldn't see it, and then it came from the southern region. What is going on?
It wasn't in the southern region.
Is it like, no wonder you had a camera off for a little bit.
And while we're here, I just want to remind you guys that Kyra and Jay both celebrated a birthday about 2 weeks ago. So wish them both happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all know I believe
I just turned 21.
Okay, now.
You can finally drink. Congrats, Kyra.
Congrats, Kyra. And Kyra got a mean sneaker shoe game, y'all.
Yo, my sneaker ball was off the chain. We might have to run that back.
You do, because I had planned to come. I had to miss it because I'd forgotten it was my best friend's birthday and she had planned this like violinist and all this. So I had to go celebrate. I was like, of course it would fall on the same night. Exactly. But yeah, definitely. I'll show you some love, girl.
No, I know. I appreciate you always.
Well, let y'all throw some money at them. I don't know that good moderator has been everybody's handle throughout the entire chat. But I want to say thank you to everybody. I'll be in my studio back this week, so I'm sorry. I'm not clicking doors was I have myself muted. I don't know what the clicking coming from. I apologize for that if y'all annoying you guys. We'll be back next weekend again to do this again. So I'll see you guys next time.